Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. It's Week 7 of the NFL on EA Sports.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Steelers set to go on offense, and it is the big man, Big Ben, number 7, Ben Roethlisberger, ready to lead them.
And for Ben Roethlisberger, there are a lot of question marks coming into this year because he missed nearly all of 2019 with an elbow injury. And if he were younger, maybe not as many questions. But he turned 38 back in March. And now the Pittsburgh Steelers expect to see the old Ben Roethlisberger, who's thrown for over 56,000 yards in his career, leading their team.
They'll run for the first time with James Conner. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
The ball carrier.
A check on the numbers last week for Conner. 19 carries, 58 yards, and a score.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on him. He takes care of the football, he gains yardage for him, chews up clock, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
From the 27, Roethlisberger. That one going to be complete to David Moore. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Chris Boswell.
David Moore, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. Now the Steelers have taken a first quarter lead. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Thomas. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So here are the Ravens now as they get set for their opening possession. And they will be led out by a first-round draft pick back in April in his rookie season. Here's Jordan Love.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game. Almost like basketball, where both teams press and one team gets an advantage, the other team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
And finally out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4. A big play there on the catch and run. 68 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st-and-goal situation. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all.
The ball carrier.
No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. J.K. Dobbins. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Now the try here for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But
now Ben hit, and he lost the football. It's loose, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And they take over already 5 yards deep into the red zone at the 15-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect him, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. This is a 2nd and 4, ball at the 9.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Dobbins running out of the gun. Consecutive runs of 6 yards gives him a 1st and 10. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And
he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, his 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Ravens have taken the lead. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing. His big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
James Conner and the Steelers ready to get their next drive going. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Montez Sweat in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. And the pressure gets to him again.
Jonathan Abram.
That's 3 sacks now. That's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, the gap man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now beginning this drive 1st and 10. And now a big play to start off this drive as the shot downfield is complete. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. A big play that time for the Ravens. 41 yards. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target, and that'll make it third down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And it'll be intercepted. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
They'll take over first down.
They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You're going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
2nd and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. James Washington was the intended target, but now it'll be 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. And they get to him with the pressure as Roethlisberger goes down.
And Roethlisberger.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Here's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 21-7.
Justin Tucker to kick off.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own.
We focus our attention now on the quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes
the Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
they had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Montez Sweat able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score.
The end of the first quarter with the score, Ravens 21, Steelers 7.
Now Ben on third and long. Trying to lay one up deep. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line.
The Ravens take over first and 10.
The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, patience, patience. And that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So
and he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Andy Isabella, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Ravens will extend their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, That should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this will not be fielded. It's a touchback and comes out to the 25-yard line. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit.
And nothing but daylight ahead. 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
To number 13.
James Washington, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit.
I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. Man. 1 play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, 1 play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Jordan Love and his offense ready to get the football back.
Yeah, they have had success on the ground, really as a team, doing well carrying the football. So maybe a little less pressure on his shoulders as the quarterback.
Any pressure he's carrying right now, that's self-inflicted, right? He's taking it on. He doesn't need to. Continue to do what you just said. Let everyone else carry the football. That's been effective. Don't have to worry about him throwing the ball in all the situations now. It's got to be a good feeling if he just relaxes and lets it keep coming to him.
Yeah, and relax and enjoy the second quarter lead right now.
23 yards, the final tally. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That's Vince Williams who gets the sack.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
The ball carrier.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
That's a gain of 10. Brings up 3rd.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal.
3-yard line.
Now a look at the backup, Jordan Love. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. And Isabella. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far as the Ravens push further out in front. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
And they'll watch this one fall in the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Getting set to go again, Ben Roethlisberger marches onto the field.
A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say, I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Roethlisberger now been hit, and he lost the football. It's loose, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. Tucker now to add the point after.
The extra point.
And that'll increase their lead to 28. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
Justin Tucker to kick off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they will watch this one land in the end zone. That'll be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive. Then suddenly the fumble. And you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
Not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Montez Sweat. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Jordan Love in this offense, ready to get the football back. I'm sure he wanted to have a huge game, wants to have a huge game as the quarterback, but really on the ground, they've been very, very hard to stop. Maybe you just keep going to that well.
I think so, and isn't it funny how the definition of balance changes for us from game to game? Sometimes it's 50-50, run it, throw it. Sometimes it's just being a balanced running team in terms of who's carrying the football.
More than one guy.
Right, multiple guys out there, and now your guy back there has to throw it. Don't have to worry about it quite as much.
And they've got the lead here in the second quarter. This one caught by Isabella. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They give him a gain of 37.
You can feel the effort all the way up here. He tried his best to get there. Didn't quite make it, but down around the 2-3 yard line.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. J.K. Dobbins on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And the route is on here in this first half. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this one will not be handled. It's into the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this offense heading back out there. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well. And they're really excited he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times that's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. And they get to him with a pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. Montez Sweat, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half, let's do it.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think that...
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Ravens continue to pour it on.
For the extra point.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay.
It's a foot race. 30, 10, and he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are able to get a score back.
On for the point after.
And they didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation. Knowing when it exists to go to it, they did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 22. Off the play fake, he'll set up to throw it. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 10, Jackson. That ball complete to Isabella. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Andy Isabella, 78 yards, and the Ravens add on.
And this is obviously quite a performance, and most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a 1-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Ben Roethlisberger sacked.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And that will be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And a fair catch is taken here, a step or 2 inside the 45-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but a seat on the bench.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro safety, Minka Fitzpatrick. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37.
1st and 10.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
From the gun on third down, it's Roethlisberger. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10. At their own 15-yard line.
Jordan Love in this offense, ready to get the football back. They haven't had to rely so much on the passing game. It's really been a team effort in the running game that's kept them successful and has them in the lead.
I like that, too, the team effort, because when I was growing up, one guy carried the football, right? You stuck it in his chest 20 to 30 times a game, and he was the heavy volume, heavy dose guy. Now,
and he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And this offense continues to pour it on. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more.
21.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Kickoff for Baltimore.
This will make it into the end zone. Had no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll run it again with Miller. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Marquise Brown with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And the Ravens turn that interception into a touchdown. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Lamar Miller, his 1st touchdown on the year. Then the Steelers are able to at least knock the deficit down a bit. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
And this carries into the end zone.
Anthony Thomas on the return. The Ravens take over 1st and 10.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Still comfortably on top, 3rd quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10. Now throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big connection on that one. 30 yards.
1st and 10 at the 20.
Back now in Baltimore. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Steelers 28.
And this is caught at the 8. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Andy Isabella, 29 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC?
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
And this will not be fielded. It's a touchback and comes out to the 25. The Steelers ready to take over on offense. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Montez Sweat. My goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. Another try after the first down sack. Roethlisberger now been hit, and he lost the football. It's loose, and the Ravens have got it.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
And they'll watch this one fall in the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Steelers ready for their next possession. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. Under pressure, they got him again. Montez Sweat in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with the late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game. After the sack on 1st down, Roethlisberger, and he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beat.
Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Demarius Randall. And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And his kick is right through. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. Tucker down to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will watch this one land in the end zone. That'll be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Throwing again on 2nd down. Roethlisberger. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. A gain there of 21 yards.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Montez Sweat in there yet again. They just cannot block him. He now has 8 sacks, and that is a new single-game record. To try again after the sack. Roethlisberger. And he's going to go down again. Montez Sweat in there again as he's able to pick up sacks on both 1st and 2nd down. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And it's all but certain that this win streak is going to extend another week. Just another tremendous performance in this one. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. There he goes right side. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Touchdown, Ravens.
His first career touchdown pass, and yeah, it's cliche to say, but he's probably been envisioning this since he was a little kid. That's a cool moment.
It really is. So enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, celebrate, save the full reflection for later, but make sure you grab someone on the sidelines and say, hey, make sure I get that football, okay?
And the kick here, no good, but a penalty flag is down. Looks like he got run into. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this one will not be handled. It's into the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
Be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Roethlisberger's sacked. A loss of 8 yards.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Montez Sweat in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger will throw, and they're going to sack him yet again. The pass rush has been relentless. This time it yields a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does them in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine? A college crowd right now, imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Around the NFL, 4th quarter right now in Atlanta, and the Falcons sort of opening things up there. If they hang on, that would up their win total to 5 on the season so far. This will be caught by Brown, and he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Give him 32 on the play. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence, because even if they have the right coverage,
and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going, but it's not just their own confidence that is leading them.